Okay, question number 8. What is the smallest of three consecutive positive integers if the product of the smaller two integers is less than 5 times the largest integer? So the keyword, there are a few keywords that we need to understand here. First of all, the numbers are consecutive, and then we do have 3 of them, and they are also positive integers. So we cannot have negative integers in this case, which makes it a little bit easier. So let's start by saying let our first smallest integer is x, and our second integer is y, and then the third one is z, which is the largest in this case. Now, since they are consecutive integers, for instance, if x is 5, then y is going to be 6, and z is going to be 7 because they are consecutive. So based on that, we can write y in terms of x as x plus 1. And then we can write z as in terms of x as x plus 2. Now once we have these, we can actually write an equation based on the second information, which is if the product of the smaller two integers, which in this case is x and y, product means multiplication, the product of the smallest two integer is 5 less than, so is in this case would be equal, is 5 less than 5 times the largest integer. So the largest integer is z, so 5 times z minus 5. So this reads as 5 less than 5 times the largest integer. After this, we can plug the y and the z in terms of x. So I'm going to go ahead and then do x times y, in this case is x plus 1 from here, is equals to 5 times z, in this case is x plus 2 minus 5. Now when we distribute this, we get x square, x times x is x square, plus x times 1 is x, is equals to 5 times x is 5x, 5 times 2 is 10 minus 5. Now if we combine like terms, we get x squared plus x is equals to 5x plus 5. Now let's take everything to the left, so meaning that let's subtract 5x from both sides, and then let's also take the negative 5, the 5 to the left side, so that we can get a quadratic equation. And then this becomes x squared minus 4x minus 5 is equals to 0. Now we do have our quadratic trinomial, and then we can actually factor it out so that we can find the two numbers. We're looking for two numbers. When we add them, we get negative 4, and then when we multiply them, we get negative 5. And then these two numbers are negative 5 and 1. Negative 5 times 1 is negative 5, negative 5 plus 1 is negative 4. So we can substitute the negative 4x in as negative 5x plus 1x minus 5. This equals 0. And then these two things have x in common, and then these two things have 1 in common. So when I factor out x, I get x minus 5 plus 1 x minus 5 is equals to 0. And then I have here x plus 1 times x minus 5. And I could have just done it right here, since the leading coefficient is 1 right here. Once we get the two numbers, which were negative 5 and 1, I can write x minus 5, which is this one, and then x plus 1, which is this one. Now the next key thing is what makes this thing 0, because we wanted to make is equals to 0. So in this case, x has to be negative 1, and then in this case, x has to be 5. As you can see from the original problem, the integers must be positive, so negative 1 is not the correct answer. So the first integer should be 5. If the first integer is 5, then the second integer is going to be 6, the third integer is going to be 7. So based on this one, the question is, what is the smallest? So the smallest integer is 5. So the answer for this question is 5. And this completes this problem.